Hello, I am Tony Hunt, also known as Her Huntress. Today I'm going to be going through my eyeshadow palette collection along with my single eyeshadows. This is where I store them. I have some of the longer palettes on this end, shorter, more square guys over here. I've got singles on Velcro for easy access over here in my fingernail polish rack. And then lastly, we'll go through my liquid eyeshadows in this little drawer. So if you are into watching other people's eyeshadow palette collections, stay tuned. Okay, first up is a single eyeshadow palette that I put together myself. This is from Devinah Cosmetics. Most of these are green, as you can tell. They're from Devinah Cosmetics, Sydney Grace, a few ColourPop. These I depotted from a BoxyCharm, Naked Cosmetics. These are really good, by the way. I'm trying to get this in the best light so you can see it. You can definitely tell this is actually really bright green down here. I really like green eyeshadow. I kind of collect it. Here is my metallic and shimmers singles. This is my mattes that I've put together myself. These are also Devinah Cosmetics, Sydney Grace, and a couple of ColourPop. Again, a lot of greens, neutrals, yellows, my favorites. I believe this is also from Devinah Cosmetics. This is a palette that I just have these put aside because I like to use these colors a lot. These are all yellows. Really light yellow. This is from Sydney Grace. Actually, these are Sydney Grace, Devinah, and then this is a random Mary Kay shadow down here. This is shimmer. You can't tell it right now. I really like my little homemade yellow palette. Kat Von D Shade and Light. I think we all have this in our collections or have had it at some point in time. I really like this. I just barely use it. I mean, you can tell I've seriously barely used this palette. It's really good. Technically, these are my colors. I should really like it. I just never reach for it. I will probably give this away to one of my friends that I know will at least use it and they don't have so much makeup. But it's really good. I just don't get much use out of it. Anastasia Soft Glam. I got this just a couple months ago. Really enjoy this palette. Everyday neutrals. Everything in here is really nice to blend. I don't have a problem with any of these shadows. Now, as I go farther, you're going to be able to tell I really hate big eyeshadow palettes, so I tend to stick to quints and quads. Even my homemade palettes that you've seen in the beginning are almost too big for me. This little guy here is from Sydney Grace. It's the Burnt Orange 5-pan palette. I'm not sure if she still has these palettes. I know she still has the bundles of these. I really like this. These are all oranges. I like hers compared to what you're going to see here in a moment is the Dose of Colors, because she has 2 shimmers in hers and then 3 mattes. This is really fun for the fall because it's the burnt orange colors. Dose of Colors Baked Browns. I like this one also. Of course, you're not going to see anything in here that I don't like because I don't keep eyeshadow palettes that I don't use or want to use or think I'm going to be using. It's just a waste of space. I was subscribed to BoxyCharm up until this past month. We would get lots of eyeshadow palettes in that. I would end up giving most of them away because they're just not my thing. Love this palette. All neutrals, all browns. These are so soft and easy to blend. I really like this little brush it came with too. This little guy is rock star. Really love this for every day. This is my newest edition. I just went over this and reviewed it a couple days ago. I wore this every day since I bought it. Love it. This is the first Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette I've ever tried. I seriously doubt I'm going to buy one of her big ones for over $100 to $200. But this one I'm glad to have. Like I said before, I wish this was a different shade, but I am using it. It's a hair darker, and I am using it deeper in my crease, and this just above. So it is serving a purpose, but still, for $50, it should have been a different color. But I really enjoy this. I would buy it again. This little guy, I got this in a BoxyCharm. I think it is one of 3 palettes that I've kept over the last few years. I ended up giving this little guy away because I don't wear a lot of shimmers, maybe one on my eye that are neutral. These are pretty neutral, but they all kind of look the same. I ended up giving it away. I regretted it, and I actually got this with BoxyCharm points. This is an excellent little shimmer palette. I don't know why I handed it off at first, but this is just a really nice shimmer palette. Really nice and creamy. Another Kat Von D. This is her Rust palette. This is also one of my favorite palettes. I've had this for quite a while. I could wear this every day, actually. If I lost all my makeup, I think I'd either repurchase this first or the Natasha Denona that I just got. But I love my eye looks every time I use this. I almost bought a backup, but I don't go through eyeshadow that much, and I'm sure in the next few years, by the time it goes bad, there'll be something else out that kind of looks like it. So I kept from buying a backup. Absolutely love this little quad. I wish she came out with more, but she hasn't. Melt Stack. This is the Rust Melt Stack. Another, I love all my palettes, so I can't say that, you know, none of this is bad. I like this one a lot. I missed out on the Gemini palette. I actually just talked myself out of it because it was really expensive and most of those colors I had, but I heard they're releasing it again, and I'll probably buy it because I do like greens, and that palette was right up my alley. Melt Rust Stack. I'm going to go ahead and show this. This is just an Urban Decay. I don't have any Urban Decay. I just thought this was really pretty, and I put little magnets in it, and I will put my own little eyeshadows in here for travel. I just think it's really pretty. I keep it. Another item I got from BoxyCharm. I actually didn't receive this. My friend Taisha did. I got something else that she wanted, and we ended up trading. I really like this. Now, this is a highlighter palette. I don't use these as highlighters. This would look ridiculous on me. But I really like these for inner corner highlights. It's the only way I can really make it work, but I love it. I really appreciate this being in my collection. And plus, it's super pretty. Who doesn't want that on their shelf? This is the last item I believe I've received from BoxyCharm and liked. And when I got this, I wasn't into cool tones. But this is just a fantastic palette. This is from Studio Makeup on the Go. I don't even see the name of this. Oh, Cool Down. It's called Cool Down. I missed out on the brown one that came out right before this. But yeah, as I said, this is just an excellent cool tone, taupey, mauve-y. I've had this, gee, I don't know, maybe 2 years. If I go for a cool tone look, or what I've done in the past, it's been this palette. Now that we're getting into more cooler tones, I have a couple other ones now, but up until about 6 months ago, this was the only cool tone palette I owned. Speaking of cool tones, this is a little boxy charm single palette holder thing we got. I have filled it with Sydney Gray shadows. I got this during their Christmas and July sale. These are all taupey, pinky, some silver, gray. Everybody's tired of the warm shades and we're going back into cools, so I thought I'd make myself a palette. Even though I had the other one, because I like to buy eyeshadow. Haven't used this too many times, maybe once or twice. Probably in the winter more. Everybody has a Huda palette. I bought this, I went and got my makeup done at Sephora. This is the Mauve Obsessions. The girl used this on me and I thought it looked really pretty. It does. It's a very nice palette. I don't like pinks too much on my eyes, but for this palette, this is the only pink palette, pink mauve palette that's dark like this. The other one's lighter. That looks decent on my eyes. It's a cute little palette. I did see that she's coming out with a green one, and you can bet a lot of money that I will have my hands on that as soon as I can, because I have a problem buying green eyeshadow. My last palette type thing is a Mary Kay. This is a neutral everyday look. These are the shadows that I like for Mary Kay. These are just neutrals. A couple of shimmers at the bottom. For my little palette, these lift up and you can put brushes down here, but I have a couple of blushes, so I can just throw it in my purse if I need to. Very convenient. Like that. And of course, I said before, I am a Mary Kay rep, so of course I have to have some in my collection. Okay, now for some of my singles. This is Voodoo from Makeup Geek. This is one of their foiled pigments. It's in green. I own this because I like to look at them. I've wore this once because it's very intense green, but I'll wear it near Christmas and maybe St. Patrick's Day. It's really pretty when you have it on. Tip, do your eyes first when you're doing these. Really pretty. This is a glitter from Sydney Grace. It's called Gleam. I used this last year for St. Patty's Day, and I was finding glitter in my eyelashes, in my hair, all over my body, on my pillow for weeks after this. I will probably never use this again. I will just use the foil pigment from Makeup Geek, but it's pretty and sparkles on my little rack, so I keep it. This is another loose glitter called Everest from Sydney Grace. I actually bought a little $20 mystery bag, and this was in there. I'm not sure if I'll ever use this, but it's convenient to have. It's very opaque, and you got some blues in there. Who knows? I might wear it for a holiday event. I keep it just in case. I got a couple other ones. One was blue. I knew I'd never wear that and gave it away. There was a cream shadow I think was blue. Never wear that. Gave that away. But you never know. I decided to keep this one. Over here in this rack, I keep the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. This is a powdered lid primer. I use this every once in a while. It's nice. Sometimes I set my eye primer with it. Sometimes I just use it alone. Depends on what I feel like. This guy, Bobby Brown. Don't even know the name. I eyed this at Sephora for probably a year. I touched it every time I went in there. I always wanted it. Then it became out of stock. Couldn't get it anymore. I just thought about it constantly, so I ended up and got it on Amazon for a stupid price, and I think I've touched it twice. The second time I used it, I put some Fix Plus on my brush and used it for an eyeliner, which was really pretty, and that's probably how I'm going to use it going forward. But it was a waste of money. I don't really need it, but I keep it because I thought about it for 2 years and finally bought it. Another green eyeshadow. The Wet n Wild Single and Brulee. A staple in everyone's collection. I set my eyeshadow primer with this almost daily. Sometimes I set my under eye with it, depending on what the day feels like. Multitasker. This is a Sephora single. I don't really know. I don't feel like taking my Velcro off to see the color. It's just like a champagne color shimmer. I have a lot of mattes in my collection, and sometimes I just like to pop this on for a little bit of pizzazz. The last powder single I have up here is from ColourPop. It doesn't have a name on it, and it came in these nice little holders. I keep it in here because I thought the little holder was cute, but it's kind of like a goldish color. It could be a highlight, really, and I do use it for the inner corner. It's like a yellowish gold color. Really pretty. I thought I bought Glass Bowl when I purchased this one, and I must not have because I do not have it anywhere in my collection, so that's probably going to be the next ColourPop item I buy. All right, next up is liquid. I got this just a couple weeks ago. This is the Stila. Well, some Shimmer and Glow. Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eye. This is in Vivid Jade. Green, of course. This is another little Stila. This is Kitten. This is their famous one. This is the Magnificent Metals. So these are kind of chunky glitter. These are more shimmery, metallic. I like these more. They still are quite a bit on your lid, but these, I'm probably going to give this away eventually because I just never wear it. I don't like chunky glitter. But it's such a cute little package. The last Stila item I have, now this is light blue, but it's so pretty. It's like a blue aqua color. It's called Freedom. It's the Shimmer and Glow. I've wore this a handful of times, believe it or not. It's really pretty. I don't wear it often, but a handful of times a year. Next up is, this is just a Sephora cream. Green shimmer, that's all it says. And that's really all I use it for. I will use this as a base sometimes for other shadows. Some of my really metallic ones, I'll use this first and it make them stick really good. Cover FX, Shimmer Veil, Amethyst. I got this in the BoxyCharm. I would have never bought this on my own. I've wore it a handful of times. It's pretty. It's more subtle than the Stila ones, which I like. I don't wear purple or pink a whole lot. But, you know, it's nice to have. I will probably hand this over to somebody else in the next few months because I don't use it that much. The next few are from Sydney Grace. This is her old packaging. This is her Cream Shadows Lap of Luxury. These are super intense. Like, almost can't wear them on the daily to go to the office intense. Almost a little too much for Tony. But I keep it just for those occasions to wear around the house so I can look at it. These two are new to my collection from Sydney Grace. I got these during the Christmas and July sale. This one is Lake Days, and it's a pretty antique green gold. Haven't even wore this yet. Just like to collect the green. This is Mistletoe. It's a deeper green. It's a deeper green. I was eyeing this one for quite some time. I just waited for the sale to pick it up. I will wear this one, probably coming up in the fall. Super pretty. Can't wait to wear this. Maybe I'll top some of the Stila over it. This would pair nicely together. The last eyeshadow thing, well, I have two of them, I guess. This is a NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This one's in Cottage Cheese. I got it for inner corner highlights. It's probably almost bad by now. I've used this maybe two times since I've had it in 3 years. And then my Ulta Matte Eye Primer in Nude. collection staple. I wear eye primer every day, just so you know. But yeah, that was my eyeshadow palette and singles collection. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know. I will try to film other parts of my collection. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!